Ever wondered how someone at the top of their profession may suddenly fail like the most? Once the king of TikTok, Khaby Lame quickly became well known for his effortless comedy and ability to draw large audiences. However, he unexpectedly lost 57 million followers, which surprised both industry insiders and fans. What became of the seemingly unstoppable internet sensation? We explore Khaby Lame's rise and fall today, exposing the story behind one of the most famous follower losses in social media history. Khaby Lame was born in Senegal, but he relocated to Italy at a tender age. He was a man like any other man out there struggling to survive in society like most of us do. His journey began in 2020 when he was laid off from his industrial position because of the COVID-19 outbreak. With unemployment around the corner and the world on lockdown, Khaby decided to use TikTok as a way to pass the time. He had no idea that this modest pastime would completely change his life. His videos were unique. Khaby's creativity was in his simplicity, whereas most creators depended on complicated challenges, trendy dances, or eye-catching editing. In response to extremely tricky life hacks, he would silently demonstrate a far more straightforward fix. His characteristic hand gestures and facial expressions spoke for themselves. Khaby's videos went viral within months. His content became familiar and refreshing to people worldwide, and he became a symbol of impatience with needless complexity. Regardless of the language you spoke, his comedy was universal. By the middle of 2021, Khaby Lame has become the most popular user on TikTok, with more than 140 million followers, surpassing Charli D'Amelio. The fame that came with success also came with opportunities. Any businesses wanted to collaborate with Khaby, and he was offered to attend significant events. He endorsed products associated with celebrities and advertised for famous companies such as Hugo Boss to become an international superstar. Khaby Lame's fame was not only limited to TikTok, but also on Instagram and YouTube as well. But like with a lot of social media celebrities, things have to eventually come to an end. However, something changed along the way. Fans started to notice that Khaby was posting less frequently in the beginning of 2023. The comedy that had initially gained him so much popularity began to decrease, and his formerly relatable and interesting videos began to feel boring. One of the main causes of the drop in followers was the quality of the content. However, it wasn't the only problem. The technological modification made by TikTok was another factor. Like many other social media sites, TikTok modifies its algorithm on a regular basis to promote particular kinds of content. Khaby's content, with its minimalist style, didn't always fit the platform's increasing preference for videos that were more dynamic, fast-paced, and attention-grabbing as it became more crowded with content makers. Simplicity had always been the theme of Khaby's work. However, he found it more difficult to innovate while sticking to his roots as his fame increased. Khaby found it difficult to strike a balance between adding layers to their material and gradually developing their own style. In the meantime, other TikTok makers were pushing the envelope by experimenting with new forms, working with other creators, and catching trends earlier than ever. In the social media world, inaction can be serious. Khaby Lame's TikTok following drastically reduced between the middle of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. The loss of a few million followers was concerning enough at first, but over time, that figure skyrocketed to nearly 50 million. Many were confused as to what may have led to such a dramatic decline in his popularity. A major obstacle Khaby had to deal with was the increasing rivalry in the TikTok community. With new creators joining the site every day, it was changing quickly. Khaby's audience began to take an interest in these creators as their fame grew. Khaby's material, which was previously his specialty and was renowned for its straightforward and accessible comedy, started to backfire. Over time, his videos, which were typified by his direct responses to overly complex life hacks, became routine. The repetitiveness of his content became boring to viewers as TikTok trends changed and audience preferences changed. His audience began to seek out innovation and more advanced types of entertainment as what had once seemed unique and fresh began to lose its appeal. As TikTok's user base shifted, it became evident that Khaby would need to adapt and be creative in order to stay relevant in the face of rapidly changing trends. His following drastically decreased, largely due to a combination of fiercer competition and a content style that was becoming stale. Khaby's formerly unique way started to take a backseat as other creators started to test the limits of TikTok content. People were looking for novelty, and Khaby was no longer providing it. Even a few of his most devoted followers started to move on. TikTok audiences are inundated with content all the time, and when a creator's content slows down, it can quickly cause audiences to lose interest in them. Although Khaby was first a breath of fresh air, people's focus soon moved elsewhere due to the platform's constant change. The increase in brand deals was another aspect. Forming partnerships with big businesses is frequently regarded as a sign of success, but it has drawbacks as well. Supporters started to believe that Khaby's material was becoming overly commercialized and that it was prioritizing advertising for products over amusing viewers. The excessive amount of branded content gave Khaby the impression of being distant from his true self. Not product ads, but rather humorous, relatable content drew a lot of fans to his page. He became increasingly detached from the look that made him renowned as he concentrated more on commercial partnerships. What can we then learn from Khaby Lame's fall from the top spot on TikTok? His experience serves as an eye-opening lesson on the temporary nature of digital celebrity. On a network like TikTok, being relevant needs ongoing evolution, adaptability and audience engagement, no matter how big you get. Khaby's ascent served as evidence of the effectiveness of simplicity, but his decline serves as a warning that even simplicity must change with the times. It's critical to be loyal to your origins while also maintaining the excitement and novelty of your material. Despite losing 57 million followers, Khaby Lame still has a significant impact on the network. He transformed our understanding of content development by demonstrating that the most useful instrument is frequently simplicity. When it came to editing, special effects, and fancy videos, Khaby stood out as the complete opposite. His content was centered around universal gestures, approachable humor, and a distinct style of silent commentary on overly complex life hacks. He made a connection with millions of people throughout the globe by pointing out the obvious with a simple shrug or look. Khaby's popularity came from his capacity to communicate across language divides, producing material that anyone could understand and enjoy, regardless of background or ability to speak. His work was able to go viral all around the world, thanks to his unique position on TikTok due to its universality. His films served as a helpful reminder to viewers that often the simplest fix for an issue is the best one. 57 million less support may have brought an end to his time on TikTok, but that doesn't take away from the legacy he left behind. Numerous other producers have been motivated by his quick ascent to importance, which has demonstrated to them that they don't need to rely on elaborate editing or eye-catching effects in order to attract viewers. His influence on the site and the content creators that came after him has left a lasting legacy as one of TikTok's most memorable creators. The life of Khaby Lame demonstrates that influence continues beyond the passing of followers. His ascent to fame and afterwards downfall remind us that while the digital landscape is constantly changing, the people who innovate, disrupt, and above all connect with audiences on a human level are the ones who have a lasting impact. Although his writing was straightforward, he had a major effect on how we view content development. That concludes the story of Khaby Lame's rapid rise and sudden fall. His experience serves as a reminder that celebrity can be both strong and temporary in the quick-paced world of social media. Even if Khaby may no longer have as many followers, his influence on online culture and content creation is permanent. Millions of people were delighted by his ability to communicate beyond language barriers using only gestures and expressions, and for that reason his influence will live on. Khaby's narrative should serve as both an inspiration and a lesson for all creators, because the secret to long-lasting relevance is changing and keeping connected to your audience, regardless of how successful you become. Success comes from keeping up with the rapid evolution of social media.